We had games, real live games, and it was Nuggets and it was Warriors. And the Nuggets win 7 straight. 119-103. Jokic, third straight double-double, his 18th of this season. Jamal Murray with 27. Steph had 20. He was 6 of 19, by the way. Jokic, we don't really talk about Jokic as making statements, or at least I don't put him in that kind of a category, but was the statement made last night, Chandler?
I think this is just business as usual. This is what this guy does. It's insane when you see the stats of the leaders every night. This guy's in it. He's at the top of it for points, rebounds, and assists really consistently. And it's not, this team is just a mature team. I'm watching this game yesterday and they get down big and they just never put their head down. They continue to chip away. Jamal Murray, him healthy, is a whole nother dynamic that they're going to need to contend this year. But Jokic is special, man. The way he plays, there's another guy in Sacramento that's getting really close to him and plays very similar to him. But this guy, he's unbelievable. He's the best player in the NBA. He's looking like he's going to win another MVP. And it is fun when you see him do it against a great defender like Draymond Green. And the guy's seen every coverage. He's seen double team. He's seen blitzes. He's gone against smaller guys, bigger guys. He's like a Luka Doncic where there's no way to guard him because he's figured out how to beat every single coverage. So it's really impressive. And the Nuggets, they look good. They look really good. And they just continue to get better. They're a mature team. Their role players know their role. Aaron Gordon has been special for them. KCP has been great for them. I'd love to see them get a little bit more from these young guys, from the Christian Brown, from the Peyton Watson. But there's still time for that. And they just have a great balanced overall team led by this dude who's unbelievable.
Lou. Uh-oh, did we lose Lou?
I don't know. Really, Chandler said it. I was listening to Chandler and I was trying to digest everything he's saying. But no, this is, like Chandler mentioned, this is business as usual. This is nothing special to us. He's top 5 in triple doubles now, so it's not even fun to even hear about it anymore. It's just a regular thing.
You just bet on it, which, I did hit that parlay the other night. No big deal. But the Nuggets, by the way, 7 straight, 10 of 11 against this particular Warriors team. I don't even know how realistic these chances were to begin with, but a loss like this and this many of these losses, Lou, can we rule out the Warriors as possibly contending?
Listen, any team that has Steph Curry on it, if they get in the playoffs, I still feel like there's hope. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. However, they're fighting for their playoff lives, and there's something missing. It's a mojo thing with me with the Golden State Warriors. Even though they're playing better basketball, when they run into these top-tier teams, it just looks like something is missing, even though they have the core of guys there that they won championships with, the Andrew Wiggins, the Splash Brothers, and Draymond. I just feel like outside of that, they're still very youthful and still have a bunch of young guys that don't know what it takes to get over that hump. And, when you play games like this, it shows. You don't get a lot of production from your bench players and guys of that nature, and it's just tough.
Yeah, it's and even last night I'm watching Klay Thompson. He's unbelievable in the first half. And I'm like, oh, here comes one of these games. Klay's going to go nuts. He has 0 points in the second half. And and I still think he's found something with coming off the bench. I feel like whether that's anger or that's just him accepting a new role or that's him just focusing now on basketball and not worrying about all the outside noise, he seemed to getting more comfortable. But when you look at their team, they don't have enough. Steph Curry, when he has an off night like this, they have a very small chance of winning games. So when he does have a night when he's 6 of 19 and he's missing pretty good looks too, it's detrimental to their offense. Then Andrew Wiggins has kind of been in this funk all year long. We know Draymond's been in and out of the lineup. Kuminga's shown flashes, but this team just as is, I just don't think has enough to contend. But Lou's right. To beat Steph Curry 4 times in the playoffs is very, very hard to do. So time will tell, but games like this kind of show that they don't have enough.
I mean, we started this season talking about Golden State, that if Steph wasn't the offense, they didn't have one. I don't remember how many games in we were when nobody else on that team had 20 points, at least 20 points. And now he's only averaging 21 on 38% shooting and 29% from 3 over his last 4. And Steve Kerr has mentioned the fact that he's looks fatigued. I mean, I would say duh to that. How could he not be fatigued? But you guys are talking about beating Steph Curry in 4 games being a daunting task. How much are we expecting him to have left if they were to make a push in the playoffs, Chandler?
Well, I think he's got to be their everything. For them to have any chance, he's going to have these outrageous Steph Curry games where he's averaging 35 and he's hitting 8 to 10 threes per game because they don't have enough other than him. And they're going to get big moments from Klay Thompson. Hopefully Wiggins and Draymond, they can continue to be productive and chip in some big games. And same thing with Podzinski and these young guys. But it's got to be Steph Curry. And that's not, call it not fair, call it whatever it is. But for them to win, for them to advance even in the play-in, he's got to be dominant. He's got to be the best player on the floor, which he usually is. And then when he starts getting hot, when he starts cooking, everything else opens up and gets easy. When they're double teaming Steph, that's when Klay's now getting better looks. That's when Kuminga and Wiggins are able to get downhill and get to the rim. So it all starts and finishes with Steph Curry on this team for them to have any chance.
100% does. Shams, we did have some oh, sorry, Luke, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you got to consider, for the probably last 5 or 6 years, the Golden State Warriors are playing an extra month, 6 weeks into the season, when the 82 games are done. A lot of these guys may be fatigued, not just Steph Curry. And with him trying to keep them in a competitive position to push through the playoffs, his fatigue may be showing, but all of these guys may be tired at this point.
Except for Draymond. He had some extra rest. He should probably not be fatigued. Steve Kerr got some contract news, Shams. What's he got paid. That's what I'm trying to say. He got paid. What is it?
Yeah, 2 years, $35 million contract extension for Steve Kerr. This aligns his contract most importantly with Steph Curry. Steph Curry's got 2 years after the season. Now so does Steve Kerr. This is not where negotiations started from when they began really last summer. Steve Kerr entering the last year of his deal. They've been discussing an extension since the summertime. And I think you can look at Monty Williams' contract, Greg Popovich's deal, Eric Spoelstra's deal, all as templates for what Steve Kerr ended up getting at about 17.5 per year. Greg Popovich obviously makes the most out of them. Monty Williams is right there at around 17. And then Eric Spoelstra around 15 a year. Joe Lacob, the Warriors, they want to keep Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They want to keep these 4 together until the wheels fall off. They want to retire them all as Warriors. That's the goal for all of them. I think this is something that Joe Lacob personally wants as well. And when you think about it, this team has gone 11-6 ever since Draymond Green's been back in mid-January. They're playing a lot better. They're among the league leaders in points, assists, rebounds. So they're playing at a high level with Draymond Green back. Steve Kerr gets rewarded with the contract extension for at least the next 2 years.
I like that. It feels nice and tidy. If they all leave at once. Like I like the way that's playing.